Welcome to SRTV Network. I'm Jay Weezy, and we're live with the American Motorsports Simulations 360 Sprint Car Series from USA International Speedway. We have about a minute and a half or so left in practice. Then we're going to go straight into qualifying, so get ready, because we're about to get dirty. Alright, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to SRTV Network tonight for the American Motorsports Simulations. Not at you. We're at USA? Thought we was going to Eldora. But anyways, for the 360 Sprint Car Series here for the American Motorsports Simulations, race number 3. I'm Jay Weezy, and I'd like to welcome Matt Trace back in the SRTV Network booth with me. Matt, thanks for joining me again. It's race number 3 of the season. Are you excited as I am?
I am, and with how the track is looking right now, this could be a really good race for everybody tonight.
Yeah, so let's see who's starting in the back, because they're going to have a hard time coming up through here tonight, and that's what I think. These 360 cars, they're really easy to handle. They're a whole lot of fun. And our points leader's Brian Warner right now. He's ahead of James Wallace by 1 point. And Martin Cart's only 1 point behind him. So it's a really tight top 5. Rick Brazel's in 4th. He's only 2 points behind Martin Cart. Or no, they're tied for 3rd. We got a two-way tie for 3rd place between Martin Karch and Rick Brazel, and then Mike Massey, he's only 5 points out in 5th.
And once again, consistency is key, as Brian Warner is your points leader, but without any wins so far, that's not too shabby for him. To be out front like that is going to be pretty good for him, especially it's been a while since he's really done any sort of dirt racing, so nice to see that he's the points leader for this series right now.
Oh yeah, definitely, and I agree with you. We're riding along right now with Rick Brazel as he's out there making him some qualifying laps around, and so far Jordan Mitchell's got the top spot here. Rick Brazel's fastest is a 20.300, which is not bad. But our race leader, man, he's looking bad fast out there.
Yeah, he definitely is, and big shout out here to Jordan Mitchell last week. For those that tuned in and watched last week, he was really, really quick coming up through the field, having to start last with no points. And right now he's out here about 2/10 quicker than the rest of the field in qualifying on a very, very slick track. So he's going to be really, really tough to beat. Again, Tim DeSwart, he is right there still looking for that first win. He's in a great position right now. And how about Chris Hockley? The Hawk Dizzle. He's sitting there in third spot right now. He's looking for a win too. So a lot of guys out here looking for their first win. Jordan Mitchell is going to be tough, but he's got a lot of hungry drivers coming behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just watching Adam Holm do some practice laps out there. He's getting ready for this race, man. I mean, he's probably looking to take this one home, but he's going to be doing it from a little further back than he would like, starting 10th. But I can't blame him for staying out there on the track, though, and taking an extra couple laps to get an idea of what the track's like, because you don't know which line to run unless you get out there and search around, right?
Yeah, again, went out there, I turned some laps just to get a feel for what was going to be going on here tonight, and there's going to be a high side and there's definitely going to be a low side. The low side is going to be pretty well slicked off, and you can tell a difference in lap time so far from practice till now. When your pole sitter ran a 19.4 in practice and he's already at a 19.8, the track is starting to get some wear to it with this many cars on track. So there will be some searching at some point. I would expect the cushion. They'll be pushing the cushion all the way up to the wall. So we'll see. It's going to be who can get the best bite on the bottom, probably, to make the slider work and possibly take the win tonight.
Absolutely, man. I agree. And it's even going to be twice as hard in that 410 car. So let's see if we got Jordan Mitchell on the radio. Jordan Mitchell, this is Jay Weezy in the SRTV Network booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Hey, man, I mean, you put one down. I didn't think you was going to be able to run one that fast, but you surprised me, and it's looking bad fast for you. So how you feel about starting on the pole tonight here for the 360s?
Pretty good. I actually messed up in qualifying. Probably could have went about 2/10 faster, but didn't expect that to hold up, to be honest with you. But we'll see how the race goes.
Hey, I tell you what, man, it held up, and it held up in a fine fashion. I tell you that. You got a couple quick guys behind you, though, but starting on the pole, you ought to be able to make something happen with it. But either way it goes, man, good luck out there.
Appreciate it.
That was your pole sitter, man. I mean, I just don't I don't see how you run that fast sometimes, but I'm not much of a dirt guy, so maybe you could say, hey, is it the bottom? Is it the top? Do you run in the black? You know, I think the black's too slick, right?
Well, when a couple laps I turned, I was able to run at a 0.7, and it was at this track state, and I was in the black. It's all about how you work your wing and how you can work the throttle and whatnot. And when I say about the wing, and I was explaining this to people earlier, they were trying to figure out how to set their cars up. When you pull the wing back, it tightens the car up. It puts all the downforce to the back of the car. When you have it forward, that increases your straight line speed and puts the downforce to the front of the car, but it will make you looser. So Jordan probably pulled the wing back some, probably ran it wide open on the bottom and got the bite he needed to win or get the pole, or he left it alone, went to the top. It's all driver preference. Me, I would have pulled the wing back, went to the bottom, been in that slick stuff. So whatever Jordan did obviously worked for him, and he said that he actually screwed up a little bit, so it kind of makes you a little nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to have 23 of these 360s out there, so that's a good-looking Angry Chicken car, I might say. Appreciate the SRTV logos on there. Looks really good. Well, let's take us to the grid, through the grid, Matt.
Well, as you heard from his interview. He could have been a little bit quicker, but on the front row, we got the 13 of Jordan Mitchell, and on his outside, hungry for that first win, the 69 of Timothy DeZwart. Row 2, the 14 Hawk Dizzle, Christopher Hockley, starting third. Outside of him, double B, Brian Beach in the 18 car. Row 3, inside, the 21 of Gary Gilmore, and on his outside, the 88 Ricky Bobby, Rick Brazel. Row 4 inside, you got the 74 of Chris Johnson, and on his outside, a great qualifying effort of the 45 of Mike Massey. Bill Cobb, Adam Holm round out row 5. We're getting to 1 to go here, so we'll get through this here pretty quick. Dan Allen, James DeMent, Angry Chicken round out your sixth row. William Davis, Casey Durfee, row 7. Row 8, Keith Toller, Ron Hollifield. And you got Brett Strickler, Charles Hayes, William Rocky, Phil Archer, Ben Peterson, Brian Warner, and Irvin Howard. They're going to round out the rest of your field. 23 cars, 30 laps. Yeah, this could be a pretty quick race, or it could be a pretty long race. Let's get them going.
I tell you what, this is the one I've been waiting for, so I'm ready. I'm on the edge of my seat, and I'm glad to be here with American Motorsports Simulations. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to SRTV Network. The green flag's in the air. 13, shot out of a cannon. There's 2x2 behind. I hear a little contact in the back, but that didn't stop the 13. He held it.
Well, like I said earlier, I would have went to the slick stuff. Looks like Jordan did the same thing going into the first turn. Seemed to work out in his favor.
Yeah, it was a crazy restart there, how they was all boxed up. Let's take a better look. One more time. They're coming off 2. The green flag's getting ready to come out. Everybody's too wide, so we're already under our first caution. It looked like the 9 of Adam Holm got the worst restart in the history of sprint car racing, and it just stacked the field up. It looked like he missed a gear, or something went with his something was wrong with his equipment. I have no idea.
He might have spun his tires. It depends. If he had his wing forward, it makes you a little bit looser, and he might have done that, and when he stood on the gas, it might have just sent him sideways. It's tough to tell, but that's what it seemed like to me, was he just spun his tires and came up the track.
Yeah, and that's not what he was looking for to start his night off, and I'm sure a lot of those guys that got caught up in it wasn't wanting to get, because it's real easy to lose the front wing and lose the nose of this car and have to wheel this thing around at USA.
Yeah, and USA is a pretty fast, wide open track, no matter what the state of the track is. So to lose your front wing, to have it throw your car around, it's not going to help you any. But how about Jordan Mitchell in that start, man? Like, he timed that green flag perfectly, took the lead going into turn 1, and he put that thing right in the slick stuff and made it stick.
Yeah, he got a great start, and I tell you what, being up front is one of the best places to be to keep you out of all that madness behind you. Because if you're, say, Dan Allen or Bill Cobb, you know, Charles Hayes, Casey Durfee, any of those guys that are in the back, they're going to have to be really patient, including the 31 of Angry Chicken. He better be calm, Chicken, or he'll have a messed up sprint car, and then he won't be able to wheel that thing around nowhere.
Yeah, and patience is going to be the key for this race, especially at this track with this many cars. Looks like the pace truck is getting ready to go green. We'll see what Jordan Mitchell has for this start, see if Timothy DeZwart has anything for him. We're back green flag racing, and the 13 gets another good restart, but the 69 is hanging right there on his right rear going into turn 1.
Yeah, and they're side by side. They got them on the low side. They got them on the high side. They come down the backstretch. The 88 barely taps the inside wall, sends that 360 car flipping off of the track and into the infield. Actually, a couple other cars got caught up in that. Let's take a ride with Casey Durfee on that on this replay from his cockpit view, just to see what he had to look forward to as he come along that front stretch there. He's being very patient on the throttle. I mean, you can't get no more patient than that. And then you just see a car flipping around And it, oh, boom, whammo, you have it.
That was a pretty wild tumble.
Yeah, that was a crazy wreck with those guys coming down. Let's check out from the 18. The 18, he just rides it up the wall, and for some reason, Iracing blew his motor, just shot him across the track, which caused the other guys to make a little bit of contact with each other, not him, but it just caused a little bit of chaos, if you will.
Yeah, and as you can see, everything happens pretty quick in these sprint cars. Looks when Brian got his right rear hooked on that wall, you go for a nice little tumble at this track for how much speed you're carrying around this place. So tough break for the 18. He was looking pretty good on track. Looked really good in the Legends car. Just had a bad break. So hopefully when he gets the 410 out, he actually has a better result and less bad luck for him.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's going to be tough. They've already had 2 cautions. If they have another caution, they're going to go to single file. And so we're getting ready to take this other half a lap around. Then we're going green one more time. But in the meantime, appreciate everybody for tuning in to SRTV Network, man. You don't know how much I appreciate it when people actually watch these videos that we put out. And I appreciate Matt Trace for coming up here and helping me, and American Motorsports Simulations for letting me help in any way I can, you know.
And Pace Truck is dipping down, green flag's out. Jordan Mitchell gets another good restart. This time Chris Hockley stays behind the 13 going into turn 1. They're side by side for second. Hockley makes a power move on the outside. There's contact in the back of the field. Looks like maybe the 71 got spun around.
The 21 of Gary Gilmore, from where I was looking, he was just a pinball. Let's go back and let's just take a look at what I was saying. Alright, so the green flag comes out. We're with Gary Gilmore here. Gary Gilmore, right in the center of your screen, he gets tapped by an angry chicken, and then he just a lot of contact from other cars that just sent him into the 45, the 38. You know, Michael Massey and Brett Strickler, they didn't really want to be involved in that, but they had nowhere to go.
And once again, just another tough break for the 45 of Mike Massey. The guy, Mr. Consistency with points. Wrong place, wrong time for him.
Yeah, man, and Gary Gilmore, he just got trucked. He got hit by a couple guys. I'm going to take one more look while we got a chance. That 21 car. The 31 just slides right up into him. He hits the 74 Chris Hockley. Chris Hockley barely makes it through. The 38 Brett Strickler. The 90 Dan Allen made it through fine. Then the 2, they all checked up. Ron Holyfield, I think, is in the 2 car, right? Yeah. Yeah, Ronald Holyfield in the 2 car. He made it through. A couple other guys made it through there, but I mean, that was just a crazy wreck right there for the 3rd caution. So now we go to single file, right?
Yep, we should be single file here, which will play advantage for the 13 car. But getting some word that there's some words being exchanged down here in the pits between the 21 and just looks like maybe race control about starts and restarts. So we'll see how this restart goes with the 13 leading over Chris Hockley, and we'll see if there's going to be any more issues with these restarts in these cars.
Well, the pace car's in. We're going to find out. The 13 got another great restart. The 31 of James DeMint on the high side. Contact again. The 31 goes around. Well, the 13, if the caution keeps coming out and he keeps getting them great restarts, should be no problem for him.
Let's see if we can get a word in here with Gary Gilmore, who's out of the race while we're under caution. Gary Gilmore, Jerry West, Matt Trace up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm pretty much out of this race.
Well, yeah, that's why we brought you up here. Looks like it's been pretty hectic out there, man.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
While we work on getting a replay here, we figured we'd get a word in here with the 21 with Gary Gilmore. I know it's a tough break for you that you got bounced around there, and we've got word there was some words exchanged about these starts and restarts. Is it just a lot of checking up, or is it just people just not going?
It's pretty much just people in the front not wanting to go, causing us to check up, mid-pack check up, everyone in the back wants us to think it's a green flag and slam into us, so it's what's causing all the yellow flag.
Well, hopefully your luck turned around here for you in the 410s, and we can get you up here for a victory lane interview here tonight.
Well, I'll see if I make it back to the 410s after this race and see if we can't change it and turn this thing around.
Gary, thanks for joining us for a little bit, and I know the frustrations are pretty high there for you.
It's racing, though.
Yep.
That's one unhappy Gary Gilmore, and I can understand, you know, if he wants to go back and take a look. I covered it pretty good on there, and he got bounced around like a pinball, man. I mean, but you start 23 cars on a small track like this, and everybody's checking up for each other, trying to be super careful, you know, and then you got other guys that are trying to go super fast, whatever you want to call it. That's the product of that, you know. You get accidents like that, and there's a lot of damaged race cars in the pits here. We'll just take a look at some of them that are in there. There's, I think 4. Angry Chicken, the SRTV Network, 360.
Looks like we're back racing, and Jordan Mitchell got out to another lead with Hockley running second, and looks like Rick Brazel's third. But to Gary's point, as we sit here, hopefully getting some green flag laps in here, there's a lot of new guys that came tonight, and without them knowing how some of these guys race, it's just a tough break. But track position's key, and right now it looks like Jordan Mitchell, Chris Hockley, and Rick Brazel are being the class of the field, staying out front like they are.
Yeah, they're putting on one heck of a show back here. A lot of great driving going on between those 4 cars. The 38's got a little bit of a connection issue. He got tapped right there by the 41 car, which just kind of upset him a little bit. He managed to keep it straight. Mostly single file right now. The 74 car is on the move, though. 74, Chris Johnson. He's looking to make his way up there where Jordan's at. But he's got a lot of fast drivers up there like Rick Brazel and Timothy DeSwart. So I plan to see him up there as long as it goes green.
Yeah, I agree. Johnson's one of the best sprint car drivers over here at AMS. But there's a battle here going on for 4th place between newcomer Charles Hayes and the 14 of Chris Hockley. Hockley's been sticking to the high side, but Hayes is trying to work that bottom, and that's going to be the key. Is if you can make the bottom work and get your car to stick, you're going to be able to pass some cars as everybody else is on the high side. Yeah,
man, and you can get up in that stuff and get slick, and then all of a sudden, the 015 of Charles Hayes slides right by you and says, "See ya, I got that spot." But hey, they put on a heck of a show there, and I loved every minute of it. And the 13 of Jordan Mitchell is in another zip code right now, so we're following along here, watching the Rick Brazel, Timothy DeSwart, Charles Hayes, Christopher Hockley, and Chris Johnson right now, as they're trying to catch Jordan Mitchell out front. 7 to go as he crosses the line here.
The caution's back out, and right when the caution was coming out, Chris Johnson was getting ready to make his move on the 14 of Chris Hockley to try and pass another car and put himself in another position to hopefully compete for the win.
Yeah, and this caution coming out right here is going to make it tough. So, you know, it's going to be like a 4-lap shootout here, but Jordan Mitchell's been really good on them restarts.
Yeah, and Jordan's pretty quick. I've known Jordan for years. I ran with him before, way back. Kid's smooth. I like to call him a smooth criminal because he's so smooth that he'll steal the victory from you.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like that. Yeah, so top 5's Jordan Mitchell, Timothy DeZwart, Rick Brazel, Ricky Bobby, Charles Hayes the third, and Christopher Hockley rounds out the top 5. So 4 to go, I would say. Maybe 3. I'm not for sure yet. We'll see if the lights go off this time by. But it's going to be a single file restart. The top 10 drivers are super fast, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
What I want to see is Timothy DeZwart going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Jordan Mitchell, or is he going to include the kitchen sink, the house, the property, everything around it to try and get his first win tonight?
Yeah, and it's nice to see those cars with the front wing on them, you know, because that front wing really makes that car hook and turn nice. If not, you see them jerking around. And for instance, we could take a look at, let's see, I can't see the number. The lights on the pace car are off. The 47 of Bill Cobb, I think. He's lost his. Let's take a look. See that car? No front wing. So it's going to be jerking and twitching around a lot. And then right behind him, the 41 of William. No front wing on that car. So let's go look at Jordan's. We know Jordan's Pancho's 360 is looking really good. He's got the Wolfpack. It's a pretty good looking 360 car he's got there. But he's got the 69 of Timothy DeZwart and that great Clips Ollie's Bargain Outlet 69 car. And then right behind him is Ricky Brazel. He's got a good looking car. A little bit of damage on the front wing, but we're getting ready to go green. It's in the air. Somebody, the 81 just comes flying up through the field, man. I don't know what that was. I guess he got nitrous on that thing. But out the 88 and the 015 of Charles Hayes are side by side coming out of Ford, and there's the caution.
And that should end the race and give Jordan Mitchell the win for his first 360 win of the season at AMS.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the 81 let's ride with the 81 here on this restart. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let's get a good view here. All right, let's go back one more time. So we're getting ready to go green. We're riding inside the 81 car. The green flag's out. He goes around the outside, makes contact with the 47, and then just pops a wheelie there. He managed to hang on to it, barely taps the 7 of Ben Peterson, bounces off the wall, and then stops on the track. So that's what brought out the caution. So back up front, you got the 13 of Jordan Mitchell about to take that final lap around to bring home that win here at the American Motorsports Simulations 360 series. And this is a fixed setup, guys. You cannot change anything on the car besides the wing. You can move the wing forward or back. But next race is going to be 410s, and that's open setup. They can change tire pressures. They can change shocks. They can move their wings up and down and forward and back. And they can do all kinds of adjustments next race. But these first 2 races, the Legends and the 360s, is a fixed series. So the race is over. And your winner is that 13 of Jordan Mitchell.
Let's see if we can get a word with Jordan.
Yeah, while we look for Jordan on the radio, let's go through the race results real quick. But he's got a good looking Wolfpack 360 machine right there, and he did a fine job out there. So, race results are Jordan Mitchell, Timothy DeSwart, Rick Brazel, Charles Hayes, Christopher Hockley, Chris Johnson, Brett Strickler, William Rocky, Casey Durfee, Bill Cobb, Keith Toller, William Davis, Dan Allen, Ben Peterson, Philip Archer, Irvin Howard, Brian Warner, James the Chicken DeMint, Ronald Holyfield, Michael Massey, Gary Gilmore, Brian Beach, Adam Holm rounds out the field. So let's get a talk in with our third place finisher, Rick Brazel.
Well, let's see if we can find. Well, once we find Rick, let's get Jordan out of the way. Jordan, you got a copy up here?
Yeah, 10-4.
Hey, big win for you there, coming from the front row, staying out front of all the wrecks. That definitely helped you out a little bit.
Yeah, I just tried to set sail and just keep away from all the mess behind me. Overall, I think we had a pretty good race. I was just searching around a little bit. It seemed both lines were pretty quick, so I just stuck with what I felt was more comfortable.
Yeah, you definitely were the class of the field, especially after last week, how fast you were. Man, we're not sure how you did it. That track looked like it was pretty slick. So how did you manage to be the one that figured it out?
You could either roll the bottom or really just run wide open on the top. Didn't really matter. Either one was pretty quick, but I just sort of stuck out front and kept my nose clean.
Well, you picked up your first win over here at AMS, and it's the first time you won against some of the guys that go back way back to the R Factor days. How's it feel to get your first win over here at AMS?
It's always good to win anywhere you go, but it's pretty cool to win with Massey and all these guys over here, and I enjoy racing with them.
Well, real quick, before we let you get ready for the 410s, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just all the guys over at the Wolfpack group there for all the help with everything.
Well, there he is, Pennsylvania boy Jordan Mitchell getting tonight's win at USA in the 360s. Jordan, congrats and good luck in the 410s.
Thank you.
Jerry, I think we got your boy up here, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, this is Jay Weezy in the SRTV Network booth. You got me?
I copy.
Hey man, I was pulling for you out there, but it looked like it was a hard-fought battle there. Y'all was doing a lot of great racing up front and a lot of trouble in the back. You managed to keep it up front. You got a little bit of damage there on that front wing, but you come home in third. How you feel about that?
Feels good. Yeah, had a little battle going on there toward the end. My front wing got a little damage in one of them cautions, and I was trying to move my top wing around, and I just couldn't get a good groove going. So I'm lucky I finished in third. But yeah, it was a good race. I couldn't really tell what was going on behind us, but a lot of cautions.
Hey man, hey, you can't beat finishing third when you got the points leader and everybody in front of you behind you that are in points. So with that being said, it looks like you're going to be the points leader unofficially. Coming into this race, you were tied for third there with Martin Karch, and Martin, I don't think he made it tonight, but so you're gonna gain a lot of points on Martin, so you're not gonna have to worry about him. And then you got Jamie Wallace, which was only 1 point ahead, and then the points leader Brian Warner. So it looks like you made up a couple on Brian. So you may have either tied or took the points lead, or you're real close to doing that. So how you feel about that, and what do you think about going into the next race next week?
Man, I feel good. I mean, I ain't even really looked at the points. I didn't even know where I was at, but Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 410, see if I can't get something going in that. And as far as next week, yeah, I'm looking forward to that track. I love that track.
Well, you got a good looking car, man. I love the paint job. It looks good on the podium for sure, and it looks good running up front. And you're super fast here at SRTV Network, and you always seem to do really good over here with AMS, the American Motorsports Simulations. So we appreciate everything you do out there, man, for making these races exciting. So before we let you go, celebrate your 3rd place. You want to shout out?
Yeah, I give a shout out to SRT and Mike Massey, and of course my sponsors and all the guys that are racing that's making this happen. It's a blast, man.
Sounds good, man. Well, get ready, because we're going to be getting dirty in the 410, so we'll see you next.
Oh yeah, we'll see you.
That guy right there, man, he seems to keep it up front. He's going to be a good contender here to take home the championship. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I think he's going to be our points leader, and but like I said, it's unofficial.
I think so too, but the next guy that we have with us, I would not count out of a championship battle. Tim DeZort, Matt Trace, Jerry West in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
You are so close to that first win, Tim. You are getting faster and faster every week. It seems like you're becoming one of the most improved drivers over here. 2nd place, how's the 2nd place feel for you?
First, thanks for the compliment, and feels good. I wish we could get a little longer green flag runs, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. You definitely have a really fast car on those long green flag runs, but we were just talking about Rick potentially being the points leader because of all the problems, and you're pretty far up there in points in the 360s. How's your outlook here from here on out? Are you aiming to try and get that win, or are you aiming for the big prize, and are you points racing from here on out?
I just go out here to have fun and do the best I can and try not to wreck anybody else or myself. And at the end of the season, we'll just see where it plays out. I really would like to get a win, but I'm not going to wreck anybody trying.
And see, here's a guy that likes to be consistent and doesn't like to tear up equipment, and you've been pretty good at doing both. 410s are next. You seem to be pretty quick in the 410s as of late, too. How do you feel going into the 410s for USA tonight?
Feel pretty good. A little more horsepower. Track's going to dry off, slick off, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can keep them under control.
Well, hopefully we can see you out front, potentially get you back up here for another interview. Before we let you go and get ready for the 410s, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
First and foremost, Mike Massey and all the admins of the league. They do a great job. And for you guys, I've been watching your broadcasts on Thursday nights when I can't race at work, and you guys are getting better every time, it seems like.
Well, we appreciate the compliment. I mean, I know we complimented you, but we like all the feedback we can get. But thanks for everything you do for us over here, Tim, and hopefully we can be the one to get you the exposure when you get that first win, because I'm feeling it, man. I keep picking you to get that win every week, so don't let me down yet.
We're getting close. I'm going to keep trying, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tim, and good luck the rest of the way from here on out.
All right, thank you.
That was your 2nd place finisher, Tim DeZort.
I have a feeling he's got a win coming up soon, but, you know, he didn't pull it off tonight. Maybe next race. But I appreciate everybody that tunes in to SRTV Network and watches these races over here at American Motorsports Simulations, man. Special shout out, special thanks, and shout out to Massey Graphics, Dave's Muskie Club, High Groove Photos, Speed Motorsports, Warner Racing, Trace Motorsports, man, I appreciate it. Home Motorsports, DeZort Motorsports, and Blake Tolliver. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. So until next time, we're going straight to the 410s. It'll be about 10 minutes from now, 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time. So for SRTV Network, I'm Jay Weezy, and I got Matt Trace up in the booth. See you next time.